Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV on PlayFrame, and this little Hien and Y'shtola field trip we've been taking out to the Azim Steppe. Which I am afraid is now basically over because we've got everyone allied with us for the coming battles, and also we've got permission to use the thing to get us the shield we're trying to make. And so our alliance begins to take shape. Now, if we can just get that ether flowing again, it will have been a successful trip. Fingers crossed. Though the Mole have no love for war, we love our home fiercely. Should the steppe be threatened, we will rise up to protect it, as will full many other tribes, I believe. Glad to hear it. Y'shtola would see the ether flow once more. We have the requisite consent. 'Tis time to put Nama's power to use. If the ether flows as planned, all that remains is to have the Ironworks engineers do their work at the ruins. Come, let us return to the House of the Crooked Coin. Odd name for the place. I wonder what the reason is. See you, Irina. Thanks for the help, again. Y'all keep things orderly out here. Make the other tribes play nice. To the extent that they are willing. Or able. You know what? Just keep them happy. That's all that matters. I would not have the first idea how to awaken such a contraption, let alone control it. But then, I'm not an Archon of Sharlayan. Few of us are. Actually, no, a lot of us are, but I'm not, so... Right, I should have just said yes. I shall begin at once. You may wish to step back. You know, I think I might.
Did it work?
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
Good job. To manipulate ether in such vast quantities is draining, to say the least. I shall take it slowly for a while. Good. Glad that some folks in our crew are capable of doing that when they feel tired. It's a vanishingly small number. I do not pretend to understand what you did, Y'shtola, but you did it. Thanks to you, and Derman, of course, we've taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, as much as I believe a rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave. Agreed. The others may already have returned from their missions, and I would know how things stand. As would I. Without further ado, then. Let's go get a report. Okay, back to Doma. Rain. Wet. Wet. Rain. Wet. There we are. Better. Can I come in, please? Hello, everyone. My lord informs me you were instrumental to the success of his mission to the Azim Steppe. Though we hope to make many more allies, we could wish for no better than you and your fellow scions. Don't I know it? We're great. Each of the factions lent an ear to our petition. As anticipated, however, many were unwilling to do any more than that. Well, it is what we expected, I guess. Everyone has returned. Excellent. Time to take stock. 'Twould seem we are the last to arrive. Well, we were stalled a few times, weren't we? How you doing? Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well on the Azim Steppe? Indeed. We've secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Tataru and I have commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that the field generators function as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word. I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minutiae of the arrangements you may leave to me. Which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Takuro, how fared you with our neighbors? My lord, all of the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to talk of an alliance. From Hingashi and Suinosato, however, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict. Just as we expected, then. Well, there's naught to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that were amenable to an alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we will have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses. For the time being, at least. All of which means I may leave for the meeting in Alamigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Hakuro, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. My friends, we could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Till the meeting, then. See you there. I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamigan Quarter by now. Then let's not keep him waiting, shall we? Yes, let's. See you there. As I mentioned, I have missives to write and some few other matters to attend to ere I depart. See you anon, my friend. Sounds good. I knew full well how Hingashi and Suinosato would respond, yet it did not to lessen the disappointment when they finally stopped equivocating. I imagine. Thanks for trying anyway. All right, to Alamigo! Friendos, I arrive. More friend gatherings. Hello, everyone. All right, let's see now. It occurs to me this will be the first time I meet the leaders of the Alliance in official capacity. More stiff greetings, pleasantries, formalities. Does that sound about right? Yep, pretty much. More than ever. Let us hope that the coming meeting passes more peaceably than the last such gathering in Alamigo. I imagine that'll be very easy to achieve. That much I think we can pull off. Y'shtola has told me all, and I duly told Urianger and Kryl. Kryl in particular was concerned about Alphino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own tasks for the time being, on the condition that I contact her the moment there's any development. So, that leaves 4 of us to attend the council. Arenvald is here to assist with security, incidentally, although the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task. Another one missing Alphino, I expect. But it's almost time. As soon as you're ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Sounds good. We are all missing our little buddy. The Scions of the 7th Dawn. Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber? Please. Oh, good. Upon proceeding to the Royal Palace, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time. So things will be going well and according to plan. Excellent. And huzzah.
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Doma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alize, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends. Let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the East.
What a bunch of good, familiar faces to all have gathered in one place. It would be nice if we could do that without a crisis hitting for once.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Ascians.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Ascians, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
Oh.
That way. Sorrow. History must be changed.
Hello? Who is this?
Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice!
Spies in our midst?
Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract, eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Is it over?
Master Thancred!
For Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alize and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely?
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Called?
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul. That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether, a consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian La Hebrea. The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Thank you, Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Well, that's not great. Never have I encountered such a phenomenon. If this is magic, it is beyond my ken. Which is not a great sign, because between the two of you, that's kind of your whole entire thing. Don't worry about Thancred. I'll send word as soon as there's any change. If the Ascians are indeed responsible, we must take steps to protect ourselves, though I know not how. I just tried to call Urianger on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, Urianger. Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. All right, we'll meet you there. That was Urianger. He heard the voice too. And Thanalin? As we alone were afflicted in the meeting, I had my suspicions, but if the voice also spoke to Urianger, there can be little doubt. The Scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question, one to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. I agree. Oh, well, I have a new emote, though, so not everything's going badly tonight. Some things are good. Alice, I'm enjoying that we're getting to hang out more lately. Kind of wish it wasn't because your brother's missing and everything else is on fire, but still nice. Kind of the both of you. We didn't get to spend much of Stormblood with you at all. Well, I shall be interested to hear how Urianger's experience compares to our own. Me too. Also, just to talk to Urianger. Alice is eager to rendezvous with Urianger. Me as well. Urianger agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, all right? Promise me. Right, let's be on our way. Let's do. To the Rising Stones! Oh, and they're even taking me. How nice.
Urianger! Gods, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to. The voice. It calleth to me once more.
I hear it too.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Urianger!
Throw wide the gates.
No. No, this can't be happening! Y'shtola! Urianger! Open your eyes! Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
This is not getting better. This is an unprecedented predicament for the Scions, but we must remain strong. The least of us, most of all. I wouldn't really call you that, but your point stands. It cannot be discounted that Mistress Kryl has heard the voice as well. I'll ask Tataru to send her word of what has come to pass. Not really loving hearing news that anybody's hearing the voice at this point. Confound these old bones. Useless as I am, I should have been the one to be struck down. Oh, come on. Oka, sister and I will take turns to keep watch over the slumbering Archons. We'll not leave them untended, even for a moment. Appreciate that. Real? Thoughts? Didn't the self-same thing happen to Thancred? Who's bloody next? Let's not think about that, Real. We'd spoken earnestly of doing more to ease the senior Scion's burdens, but not under these circumstances, nor less so soon. I only hope I'll be equal to the challenge. Y'all are all going to do great. That doesn't concern me so much. As a mage, I have some few scholarly acquaintances of my own, and will reach out to them for their insights. It may not be much, but 'tis my own little way of aiding Mistress Alisay. Yes, I feel like Alisay could probably use the most support of anybody. Right now. How you doing? Forgive me. That was an unseemly display. It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We've borne the two of them to a private chamber. But tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languishes in a like state in Alamigo? I'm afraid so. Though given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I'll send word to Lys that he should be brought here. Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there's bound to know what ails our comrades, and how it may be cured. Thus will we rouse them, no matter what. That we will, Hori. That we will. But first things first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I'd promised I'd visit someone in Limsa Lominsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Sounds good to me. All right then. You guys hold things here, okay? Worry not, Derman. Oka and Aenor are keeping watch over Mistress Y'shtola and Master Urianger. Pray, keep Mistress Alisay company. I plan to. It cannot be discounted that Mistress right, yes. Sorry, I was trying to not think about it. Thanks again for the reminder. I'm going now. Concerning times. Concerning, but also unseasonably spooky. There's Halloween events still going on, which are honestly even out of season at time of recording. But still, extra out of season by the time this comes out. Can't be helped. As you've probably guessed, it's Gabu we've come to see. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can. And after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain.
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens? I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
Well, you do still have me. But maybe to hedge our bets in case I'm the next one to get conked out. In general, you don't have to bear this burden alone.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
That we do. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Oh, you bet. A happy late Halloween, by the way. Let's go back to the Rising Stones. Here we are. How's everyone doing? Riol has left to rendezvous with Alliance forces. He means to serve in Thancred's stead in their infiltration missions. That's a pretty good idea. Someone's got to do it. We scions who can still perform our duty must take up the burden of our comrades who cannot. We'll continue our watch over the beast tribes and do whatever else may be required of us. As a mage, I have some... Right, that's the same thing as before. Glad you two are still around. You also. Even though you're saying the same thing. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Hori is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I'll begin by reaching out to the myriad guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Minfilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone. Mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days. Some of it for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continue their fight. From the shinobi who search for Alphino to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire, they march on in the face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone's playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most, so I won't keep you. Just promise that you'll visit from time to time, and I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. I believe you. Do try to rest at least a little bit, though. In the meantime. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool. When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh. I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern. Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it. Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. The founding father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power, and there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Such a waste of time and energy, both yours and mine. Lest you forget you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Meanwhile, at a resistance encampment somewhere in the Empire, what in the world? Dead. All dead. Yet I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Giribania, a gas. Black Rose, it was called, and to breathe it is to breathe your last. And that did this? I thought the project abandoned and its vile fruit destroyed. But naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Nay. Wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Ascians. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Ascians and put an end to their plot. Oh, things are getting interesting, aren't they? New players entering the field. New weird things going on. Exciting, if stressful times. Some good Final Fantasy XIV. Anyway, that concludes the 4.4 patch, and next time when we come back, unless I'm mistaken, we should be going right into the next story patch. Let's just keep this going. Build speed. Shadowbringers awaits. Anyway, have yourselves a good one. I'll see you next time. For that, take care. Goodbye.